So it is Friday, September 28th. Enjoy the view from space. King 5 mornings at 6 here on Earth starts now.
I am innocent of this charge.
An explosive, emotional day on Capitol Hill. Now we are just minutes away from a vote that could put Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court.
Why Seattle police are looking to the Midwest to hire new officers and how that's going over in flyover country.
Put the phone down. We are taking you along on a ride along, cracking down on distracted driving.
Blame the girls, because they pretty much ruin everything. They ruin the dress code.
Blame the girls? Why is this assistant principal saying that? And what is his high school doing about it?
And it is going to be a warm morning. That's going to lead to a very warm and very summer-like day today. Temperatures about as warm as the forecast gets. We're in the upper 50s already this morning, and even some places in the lower 60s. Up towards Friday Harbor and Bellingham in the lower 60s right now. So lots of sunshine. Many of us will be well into the 70s. We'll talk cooler temperatures and our next chance for rain in a couple minutes. Cam?
And in just the last few minutes, the fog has moved back in for Snohomish County drivers. Something you need to know. I'll have your drive times coming up in just a moment.
And we continue, Cam, to follow some breaking news. A pair of powerful earthquakes rocking the eastern Indonesian island of Sulawesi. The first one was a magnitude 6.1. The second one, 7.5. It came right after. A tsunami warning was issued, but it's since been lifted. But still, we're getting video. Take a look here at flooding. It looks like major waves crashing right into the shore. Very scary stuff. Local disaster officials say that a lot of houses collapsed, just like this one you see in this picture. Some other pictures, you see homes crumbling. We are trying to get as many pictures to share with you, and any information, we'll share it certainly on TV and online throughout the morning.
Now to a live picture from our nation's capital, where despite calls for a delay and the very emotional and explosive testimony yesterday during those hearings, the Senate Judiciary Committee does plan to vote this morning on whether Judge Brett Kavanaugh will become the next Supreme Court justice. Jake is at the breaking news desk with the very latest that we're learning just this morning. Jake?
Yeah, and this entire thing could lie in the hands of just a couple of key Republicans. One of them, Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona. He was on the committee. He will be arriving here shortly, as we can now look live into that Senate hearing chamber where we were yesterday hearing that just emotional and powerful testimony. It is now appearing that in about a half hour from now we'll see senators then arriving back in here. No more testimony from Judge Kavanaugh or Dr. Ford in this case. This is just the vote, which would then send a recommendation to the full floor of the Senate, where we're expecting a vote on the Kavanaugh confirmation. And you can bet we're also watching out here in the hallway very closely as senators start to arrive here in Washington, D.C., preparing for just another epic. This has also been a very bizarre overnight, some progress here as we now watch on social media. We're hearing from some reporters there from NBC saying Senators Manchin, Collins, Murkowski, and Flake met after the Kavanaugh hearing ended. Those are the sort of swing votes in this. They wouldn't characterize their discussion, only joking that they did not discuss the weather. So they're talking about Kavanaugh. They're talking about whether this committee vote, which is expected to happen very shortly, will vote in favor of Kavanaugh, then to a full floor vote. We're watching very carefully here just a couple of minutes from now. Back to you.
And we'll take that when it happens, of course. Jake, thank you. So a local woman was so moved by just everything happening with the Kavanaugh hearing that she took out an ad. You may see this ad in several papers this morning. Ashley Horvath is a Democrat. She lives on Bainbridge Island. She started a crowdfunding